Leonardo AI just did a complete overhaul of their image generation interface. A major problem for a lot of people, including me, that first looked at Leonardo AI's image generation is that it was overwhelming. There was a whole lot of stuff and you don't really know where to start and it just seems like a lot. Well, they fixed that. On the flip side, there are some implications for both new users and folks who have been using Leonardo AI for a while. If you're sort of new to Leonardo AI and you're looking for maybe a tutorial video on YouTube about how to use the image generation section of Leonardo, which is a pretty popular section, any tutorial on the image generation page that was made prior to May 24th, 2024 is pretty much obsolete because the whole thing has changed. And for those that have been using Leonardo for a while and are pretty familiar with it, comfortable with how it works, it's completely different now. Like, completely different. So let's take a look at the new lay of the land of the Leonardo AI image generation page. This is what it looks like, and if you have used Leonardo AI's image generation before, or you've looked at screenshots or watched tutorials, you might notice that it's a lot cleaner. There's a lot less here to fiddle with. And this is a great thing for new users. I think this is much more approachable than the previous version. So let's start at the prompt box, which I think is like the centerpiece of any AI or image generation. It is right here at the top in the middle where it's always been. But where we used to have a lot of options right below the prompt box running right across in this area, those are gone. They don't exist anymore. They have been consolidated into a few places. One of those places is right here to the left of the prompt box. You have an icon here that looks like an add image icon, little plus sign over an image. If we click that, this is where image guidance now lives, and you have style reference, character reference, and content reference. So style reference is where you're making images and you want them to sort of look like maybe the same artist created them on the same day when they were in the same mood, I guess. Character reference is brand new. It's something that came along with this update of the user interface, and that's where you can create consistent characters. You upload an image of your character, or you select an image from your generations or the community, and you use that image to say, everything I generate while I have this loaded in, I want it to look like that person. Content reference is sort of like the inverse of style reference. It's going to try and keep the same shapes and structure, but the style can be completely different as shown in the example here. Now, if you're looking for the other image guidance options, they would be under this View More button, and that opens up to where you have image to image, which is trying to replicate the color pattern and that overall look of the image. The content reference we already talked about. The depth to image tries to replicate the depth of the source image that you provide. Pose to image, where you can take someone in any position, and it doesn't have to be the same person. It can be an actor, a dancer, whatever image you have. This example here, we have a person standing here with their hands in their pockets and their legs crossed. And then when you create, it's going to create a person in that exact same pose. But it is by no means limited to replicating that person in their entirety. It's just replicating the pose, and you change everything else about it. You also have text image input, where it's just black and white text, and then you can turn it into all kinds of cool things, but it'll keep that text. Edge to image follows the edges, but it is willing to change the background and all of the style. We talked about character reference and style reference already. This little icon to the left of your prompt box is not just for image guidance, this is also where the elements live. And elements includes all kinds of things. So it's not just where you can add what I would consider elements to your image, like putting fire behind the person or turning it into a really dark CGI looking deal, but it's also where you can say, I want my image to come out like a coloring book page. So you have sort of the top 6 here elements, and then if you click the View More button, you get a whole bunch more. So there are quite a few elements, and I would guess that there are probably going to end up being more as time goes on. They do seem to pretty frequently add elements, so you can search the elements. You also have this checkbox here that says show compatible only, and what that's talking about is compatible with the model you've selected to generate. Now, we didn't talk about selecting a model yet, so stick with me on that, but suffice to say, it's probably a good idea to have this box checked. And if you're not seeing the kind of elements you want, go back and take a look at which model you're using, and we'll do that in just a moment. You can select multiple elements for your generation, and these would show up right here in these little circles. So if we said we wanted CGI noir and we wanted cybertech, those are both being added, so we'll be adding multiple elements into our generation. So the combinations, I don't know, I think it's infinite. There are a lot of elements to choose from, and what these can do for you is not only give you a consistent element or enhancement or style, but they can also save you from having to figure out how to type these things in your prompt to get what you're looking for. So you can do everything else in your prompt the way you normally would, and then select one of these elements. For instance, if you wanted your suit blazer to be that of dragon scales, you don't have to figure out how to tell it to do that. You can just add this element to it. Likewise, if you wanted a 3D sculpture, well, there you go. Okay, let's go back out of here. Now over on the right, which this used to be on the left, is the little magic AI button. And if we click that, this is where we can choose new random prompt or improve prompt. Now, currently improved prompt is disabled because I don't have anything typed in the prompt box. If I say new random prompt, it will just generate a prompt in here for me. It'll be completely random. Now I say completely random, but Leonardo's random prompts, the theme always seems to be around CGI and strange worlds and I don't know, I guess things that would appeal to gamers, and it's not my style what it comes up with, but they're interesting. With that prompt popped in there, we can just hit generate without changing anything else and we'll come up with some results. We'll come up with whatever this just said. And then those generations appear below. No more do we have the different tabs here. We no longer have the image generation history tab and the image guidance tab. Those are all gone. So a little bit more simplified in that respect. Now, instead of the model being right underneath the prompt box, it's now included over here in this left menu. The left top is now called preset. And presets are not just models, but they're a combination of the model and the settings to get a certain type of output. Previously, when you click the model dropdown, you had a long list of models, and the names of those models weren't exactly intuitive. But here with presets, it's a little simpler to figure out what you're going for. So the first one you have is anime, and if we hover over it, it gives us a little description, really brief. Cinematic Kino. We can hover over that and find out that what it's doing is combining the Kino XL model along with photoreal to get us this cinematic Kino. That makes a lot more sense. I wish it had been this way from the beginning. You have concept art, graphic design, illustrative albedo, Leonardo Lightning, which is a fast all-around model, lifelike vision, which is for hyper-realistic, lots of detail, and that of course is using the Leonardo Vision model, and then portrait perfect, and last but not least, as of today, is stock photography. Now they tell us that there will be more presets and that users will be able to add their own presets at some point here in the future. I'm going to close this and leave it on Leonardo Lightning, which is a good all-around, fairly fast generation model. Now the next thing we have to pick from here is our style, and dynamic is the all-purpose style. That will try and figure out from your prompt what you're trying to do and make the style hopefully match. But you can tell it very specifically if you want that you're looking for a 3D render, a black and white sketch, or any of these other specific things. Cinematic is very popular, also portrait, which is right here, and stock photo often comes in handy for content creators. Something that's been added is contrast, and you can set the contrast to low, medium, or high. Nothing really complicated about that, just how much contrast you want in your image. Generation mode, this is new and simplifies some things. So your choices are fast and quality. Do you want it quick or do you want it good? Now what's hiding behind quality is what used to be Alchemy v2. So if you've seen Alchemy as an option over on the left side in the past and didn't know what it was or it didn't make a whole lot of sense, now it does. If you do quality, they're using Alchemy V2. If you do fast, you're not. Image dimensions is simply the aspect ratio that you want to output. It's currently set at 1:1, which you can see the images that I generated came out at 1:1, which means they're a square. The common ones are 4:3, 16:9. Now you can click more here, and not only will you get some additional aspect ratio options, but you'll also get some guidance like the sizes you need for Instagram, TikTok, and that sort of thing, some common device sizes, film aspect ratios, and then you can also choose the resolution right here, low, medium, or high. Again, nice and simple. You also have this little slider up at the top if you want to use that, and you can just slide through all the different options and it gives you a little preview of what that's going to look like. So that's super handy if you're not familiar with all these different image dimensions and what they look like and what they mean and what kind of dimensions you need to use for which purpose. Really handy. All right, let's close that out. Number of images is pretty straightforward. That's how many images you want it to generate when you click the generate button over here. Obviously, this has a big impact on the number of tokens that are being used. 4 tends to be the standard of how many images to generate. With Leonardo Lightning as our preset and fast selected rather than quality, we're going to use 10 tokens to generate 4 images. If we switch this to 2 images, you'll see that cuts in half to 5. If you want to be token conscious and you're experimenting with really wild new things that you have no idea really what they do or how they work or what it's going to turn out, that might be a good time to go ahead and drop this down and say, only give me 2 of these because I have no idea. This might be completely off. Also, quality, again, this is formerly called Alchemy V2, quality increases your token count dramatically. So if we just switch from fast, which is 10 tokens for 4 images, we switch that to quality, now we're at 24 tokens for these same 4 images. I'm going to switch that back to fast for the moment. The next thing we have on the list here is private mode. And if we have private mode turned on, that means our images will not appear in the community feed for everyone else to see. If we turn this off, now any images that we generate may appear in the community feed and be used by others. Now for those that have been using Leonardo AI for a while or are starting to get used to the way things are laid out and wondering where certain other things are, look down here in the advanced settings, which is at the bottom of this left menu. And here we can select the model specifically, not a preset, but the model. So Leonardo Lightning XL is obviously the model that's being used in the preset Leonardo Lightning. But if we drop that down, we will have some other models to pick from. Now, there's a lot of models that are missing from here, and one that jumps out at me immediately that's missing is your models. So if you've used images of your own to train your own model, it's not listed here. But don't worry, we can still get to it. I do like that this is not cluttered with a whole bunch of models that probably don't apply to most people most of the time. Some of those that 99% of the time were just taking up space and giving us more options that we didn't need. And I believe that's what Leonardo has done here in this whole redesign of the image generation interface, is taking the things that probably are used 99% of the time and put them front and center, and taking that 1% of custom adjustments and selections that are very rarely used and clean them out of our front page approach here. You can also turn on photo reel from the advanced settings. Of course, if you chose as a preset something like Cinematic Kino, it's already going to include photo reel and you wouldn't have to turn that on individually. Negative prompt is down here as well, which is a little weird that it's not up there next to the prompt. I'm not sure that I'm loving that, but nonetheless, negative prompt, if you turn that on, it's going to come up and appear to be in the same prompt box. This is where you would type the things that you do not want to see in your image. This is really handy in situations where, say, you're generating an image of a person and for whatever reason, it always puts a bow tie on them. And so you could say in here, bow tie, meaning I don't ever want to see a bow tie on any of these generations. Now, it won't always listen to you, but it does help reduce the number of times you get something you don't want. A lot of people also use this for things like extra fingers, disfigured, and those types of things to try and get better images of humans. Now, some of the Leonardo models don't need a negative prompt at all, and my guess is they're moving toward less necessity for negative prompts for pretty obvious things like disfigured, dismembered, missing arms, extra fingers, those kinds of things. And so maybe the negative prompts are going to become less of a thing moving forward. Maybe that's why they've moved it down here into the advanced settings. Transparency is an advanced setting that you can turn on, and this allows you to generate the images with no background. So here, if you want to generate an image of a car, but you don't want that car to be on a street or sitting in a driveway or anything like that, you want it to be just the car, where you can put it in its own environment or create your own background. That's what you'd use transparency for. Tiling is another one of the advanced settings, and that's what you would use to create an image that can be tiled and match up at the seams. Maybe you're creating a texture, or you're creating a background or a wallpaper or something like that. And then also under advanced settings, you have your fixed seed. So if you turn that on, then you would enter the seed in this fixed seed box. And that's a little bit beyond what we want to get into today. But if you know what a fixed seed is and you're wondering where that option was hiding, it's right there. But as I said, there are some things that are missing here. For instance, where are my models? I've trained some models and they're not here. So are they gone? No. We can get to those by going over here to Legacy mode in the top right corner. Click that button on. And now we're back to the old version of Leonardo AI's image generation. And this is literally everything the way that it was up until May 24th. So with this, we can drop down our model here just like we always would. Here's this big list of models, and we say select other model. And now we have all of the platform models to choose from. See, there are a bunch of them, and it just gets overwhelming. You have the community models. What do I pick here? There's so many options. I mean, it's good that there's options, but it can be really a lot. And then your own models. If you want a full tour and tutorial of image generation in this layout, the legacy layout, and how to use it and how to create images and what all these things do, I have another video on that I made just about a week ago that now actually only applies if you click this legacy button and get yourself in legacy mode. So Leonardo, in rolling out this new user interface, acknowledges that there are some features that aren't included in here yet that you would only be able to get by going to Legacy, and they are working on adding some things in here. There have been a couple of kinks with the new user interface, and one of those had to do with tokens. Apparently there was some minor issue with tokens being deducted incorrectly. I didn't notice it in my playing around, but at any rate, Leonardo figured it out, and to resolve that, they credited every paid user with 1,000 tokens, which for me meant 1,000 free tokens because I didn't have any issues with them being deducted incorrectly. If you want to learn more about Leonardo AI, I have quite a few other videos that go over all the different features and tools that Leonardo offers. And if you're not using Leonardo AI yet, there's a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so if you end up going with a paid plan at some point, I may receive a small commission. I sincerely appreciate that, by the way. But no pressure to go paid. Go in there and try the free version of Leonardo AI. Depending on when you're watching this video, Leonardo is making a lot of the paid features available to free users as part of this user interface upgrade announcement. So now's a great time to go grab a free account and explore and try things out. If there's anything you'd like to know how to do in Leonardo or any other tool that's good for content creators, let me know in the comments. I'm all ears and I'm always looking for the things that you're interested in so that I can bring you the tutorials, reviews, tips, and tricks that you want.